I'm seeing a lot of talk surrounding Israel, which is nothing new, particularly off the back of a couple of commemorations, celebrations, Independence Day. And something I'm sick to death of seeing, hearing, and reading is this whole need to justify a country's right to not only exist, but to defend itself. Why does Israel have to make a case for its very survival continually? The entire premise of it is so flawed and deeply dangerous, clearly. Murderous terrorists and their proxies wanting to destroy you doesn't define your worth or status. You give them power if you allow it to. Yes, it makes existing a whole hell of a lot harder, absolutely, but it doesn't shift the onus onto a legitimate democratic nation to prove its worth. It needs to stop. The apologies, the submission, the pandering. And I'm not talking about to the terrorists themselves, but to the rest of the apparent democratic world who seem to feel so passionately about a type of tolerance they'd never exhibit themselves. Israel does not only have the right to defend itself, it has a duty to. It must. The number one job of any government is to ensure the safety of its people, to protect them. You can disagree on how they go about it, but not the fact they must. There should be a new rule for publicly trying to dictate to Israel how they should handle Hamas. And I'm not talking about giving an opinion or a world leader having a perspective, absolutely. But if you're going to try and tell them, force them, pressure them into how you think they should handle these bloodthirsty terrorists, especially if it involves things like being gentle or calm or rational or open to their point of view, any Western world leader who wishes to give their 2 cents must spend a month in Gaza. Not just trying to avoid a certain death, that's a given, but also to bear witness to how their own people are turning on the terrorists and every other horrific thing they do. Then, and only then, can they sit in their marble-clad offices and tell Israel to fund the very murderers trying to kill them, to provide electricity to those using it to launch bombs their way, to lay down their arms and be slaughtered. I suspect it may change a few minds, or it may not. Maybe I give them too much credit. But either way, no other country on earth has to justify its existence. So Israel needs to stop trying to. It must do whatever is needed, lawfully, morally, absolutely, and courageously to defeat its enemies and to survive. Not just because it has the right to, but because it must, and its people should accept no less, despite the ill-informed parroting from the peanut gallery, most of whom have never experienced the kind of terror they feel compelled to force Israel to accept.